Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Melissa with DIY with Melissa and I have a very cute project for us today. I'm going to show you how I went about personalizing these adorable cake toppers. And I don't know if you can see, but the basketball net, it has the basketball kind of 3D, which I think is so cute. And it's personalized. Of course, it has the birthday boy's name on it with his age as a number on his jersey and on the net. And there are some other pieces. I don't know if you can see back there, but there are some guys um, like throwing the ball. I am not a sports person, so please forgive me. And the number 7 in a basketball design is also in there, and then another one that says this baller is 7. I'm going to show you how I grabbed the images. I'll give you the image numbers as well, so stay tuned for that, and how I went about manipulating the images so that they can be more personalized. For instance, the one that says this baller is 7, it actually said this baller is 8. It was a design in images on Design Space, but I needed 7. It wasn't available, so I'm going to show you how I went about manipulating the design to get that 7 in. So you don't want to miss this one. It's a fun one. I did just package it up as a fun little video. If you want to know how I packaged this like this, leave me a comment below and I can do a little tutorial. I will show you a quick one in shorts later, but if you want to see a full tutorial, let me know in the comments. I'm more than happy to show you. It's really simple, but really nice to display your cake topper, or cupcake topper, sorry. So without further ado, let's head to the computer and get this started. All right, so this is where these adorable cupcake toppers begin. A lot of these I found off of images on Design Space. You could, of course, find them on Google. I just went to images and I searched up basketball, and that's where I found the 7 is. There's all the numbers designed like this already. I believe this is the basketball I used. And oh, here we go. Basketball net is what I searched for to get the net that I used. Was the one I just had. The image number for this is M505CCF54. How I added the name Jacob at the top is I grabbed the text box and I typed in Jacob. And under Cricut, I searched for sports font. And I used BFC College Sports. Sized this accordingly and added it to the hoop like so. Once that was pretty well looking good, I did an offset of it and I made that offset white. I took the offset and the net and I united the two, just like that. Then I changed the color of the offset to orange. Bring this forward. And you're just going to add the name to the front until you see fit. And you're going to use whatever colors you like. I then went ahead and just offset this again. And I like to do very thin offsets. So for this one, I did 0.056. And then we'll do one more offset. The second offset will be black. The offset prior to that will be white. And then for the black offset, I'm going to contour and hide all contours. The same thing with the white. And that's how you get it to look like one piece. I then added the slit. As you can see, there's a slit there. I just took a square and unlocked it and sized it down to the slit that I want. And this is just for the basketball to sit in the hoop, to make it appear like it's sitting in the hoop. Just like that. Once you've complete that, the last thing I did was I added the number 7. I believe I used this one. And I'm also going to bring this one in. This is the one I used for just the 7 by itself cake topper. The black 7 is what I used for the front. I'm going to offset it ever so slightly. I will change the color to black, whatever color you want, of course. And then I'm just going to check my offset and hide these little bits so that it's all one piece. We'll select both pieces and flatten it. Now we have the one piece, resize it, and add it to the front of the net. Just like that. Once you're happy with your net, I'm going to move that slit because I want that to cut. I'm going to select everything and flatten it. And now you have your net ready to go. And I'm going to bring my slit back to the front in the spot that I want it to be in, so as centered as possible. That looks pretty good. We'll select everything again and attach. What Cricut will do is Cricut's going to print the net. After it prints the net, it will then cut the net out and cut this portion out from the net so that we have a slit in our design. That was one of them. The other one was the name on the back of the shirt. I did go to thefont.com. So I grabbed the font basketball. That's what I did. And it was this one, just basketball. I showed you in a previous video how to go about downloading fonts from DaFont and how to upload them into Cricut. I will link this YouTube video to that video so that if you want to see it again, you can go ahead and do that. So I just brought the font in, wrote the name with that font, and will always be under system when you download fonts. And I resized it and I put it on the jersey and then I curved it ever so slightly. Once all of that was done and I added the number 7 with the same font as well, just like that, you add your 2, you select everything, the name, the number, and the jersey, and flatten it. The 7 that I brought in, actually this is a different one. So I can give you the image number for this. M505C91AF. I brought this in and I just offset it as well and flattened it as well. As you can see, it's telling me to unflatten it. These guys I got from images as well. I think I might have searched basketball players, maybe. Basketball players. And there are a slew of them that you can choose from. Whichever ones work for your project, I would go ahead and grab those. This baller is officially 7. This one was actually an image that said this baller is officially 8. I checked for similar images to see if there were any that said 7, and unfortunately there wasn't. So I manipulated it, and I'm going to show you how I went about doing that so that you can do it as well. So we'll bring our design in a little bit smaller. And I need to get rid of this 8. So I brought the shape, the square shape into design space. I'm going to unlock the shape. I'm going to get it as close as possible to the top that I can, just like that. This image has layers to it. There's the orange portion and then there's the black portion. The 8 also has orange and black portions as well. So I first grab one of the portions, whatever the portion might be, just grab one of them. So when you're on it, it shows you like this. If you click on the arrow on the side here, it will then bring you to the layers that are available. We'll grab one layer, hold control on our keyboard and grab the other layer and slice. Let it do its thing. This portion is now gone. We still need to do it one more time, so we'll do it again. A square. Bring the square as close to the top as you possibly can. Unlock the square, bring it down and to the side. Okay. Select the orange layer and your square and hit slice. And there you go. I believe I just used the 7 that I had here for it. And then I changed the color to match the rest of the project. The nice thing about Cricut is when you bring in different images into design space, it gives you the option to see the different colors that are available. I'm going to unflatten this so that I can get just the 7 by itself. If we click up here, here are all the oranges that are in this project. The blacks, of course, there seems to be different blacks. The blue that I use is here. But if I went and went to advance and chose a color here, it's going to always stick up there for your project, only for your project. When you start a new project, it's going to go back to the default colors and then change as you bring in new images. So this to me is one of the most helpful things ever, so that I can match things up when I need to. So here, this is complete. We'll select everything and we'll flatten it. Once this is flattened, I then brought a shape in, whatever shape you want. We're going to unlock that shape and we're going to send it to the back and we're going to make it as big as our design. And I'm going to make this white, select everything again and flatten. And then just make it however size you need to make it. So that's how I went about creating this guy. And that's about it, honestly. These are the 2 that I really manipulated and the t-shirt as well. So these 3 I manipulated and I've shown you how to do that. And the images I grabbed from images. I believe I've shown you how to grab images from Google. You'll just type in, search for whatever you want to search for and find whatever it is you want to find, whether it be a basketball, a player, whatever the case may be, maybe some runners. You'll hit save image as. And then this is the important part. You just have to ensure that your image is compatible with images that Cricut will accept. When you go to upload, this is where you can find the compatible images that Cricut will allow you to upload. So that opens a whole nother world that you can create from. If the person you're making it for likes Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant or Shaq, whoever the case may be, then you can go online and do that. Now, again, I've said this previously and I'll say it again. If you're selling this, be very careful. If you're caught, you can get yourself in a pickle that I'm sure you don't want to. It would probably start with a cease and desist letter, but it can go from there and things can start rolling really quickly because these companies have very good law firms that work for them. And that's about it. So the most adorable cupcake toppers are ready. You resize them as you see fit. I did size some of them down to about 1.75. Between there and about 2. And these are just, yeah, 1.6, 1.7. This is 2.14. So they're between 1.75 and 2.15. Again, completely up to you how you want to see them on your cupcakes. You will see them at the end here on my cupcakes. Once you're happy with your project, it's sized correctly. If you're uncertain if the size is good or not, what I did was I printed it on printer paper and I allowed my Cricut to cut it so that I can see the size, the actual size of it before printing it onto cardstock. So that's an option. But if you follow along, the sizing that I have, as you'll see at the end of this video when they're on the cupcakes, it's the perfect size. When you go to make this, just a reminder, if you have a wayward one sitting here by itself, using up an entire sheet of paper, if you click on the 3 dots that are here and hit move object, you can move it to another page, just like that. So take that into consideration before going ahead and printing your 3 sheets of paper and pretty much wasting a whole sheet of paper. The last thing I did was when I hit send to printer, your printer will come up. I did add the bleed because I didn't want any white showing off the sides, especially for the silhouettes. If the white's showing, it's not going to have the same effect. The other thing I did was I did use the system dialog box. When you turn that on and hit print, your dialog box shows up, and I did go ahead to preferences and clicked on best and then printed it. So I'm going to get all mine printed and cut with my Cricut, and I'll meet you back at the craft table. Okay, we are back at the craft table, and I'm just getting these glued and ready to get onto my cupcakes. I am just using these cocktail sticks. I believe I got them from the dollar store. Just putting a dab of glue on the back and sticking it like that. The basketball in the net, this is the one here. I just used a foam sticky piece, square, that I cut down a little bit and stuck it to the back. And that's how the basketball looks almost 3D in the basketball net. And that's about it. These all just cut normally. This one, I use Cricut's setting cardstock for intricate cuts to cut the guys out because they were a little bit delicate, so I didn't want to mess that up. And that's about it, really. So we'll go ahead and get these glued. Okay, and I'm just using my trusty old Ryobi glue gun. It's wireless. I love it. It is the smaller version, so the tip is a little bit smaller, but it's really easy to use, so I really love it. We'll let those all dry. That's the project. So cute. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. It was a lot of fun, really simple. It was a quick one. You just got to find your images that you like. I did say some of the image numbers that I used, and I gave you the font for the back of the t-shirt, the name at the back of the t-shirt. It's very sporty looking. Of course, you can use any font you want. There's so many fonts. Between Design Space and defont.com, and I think there are other places to get fonts. That's pretty much the only two places I get it. Oh, Canva would be the other place that I would use as well. I really hope you enjoyed that tutorial. You'll see I'm going to post the cupcakes at the end of this video with the toppers on it, so stay tuned for that. So if you enjoyed that tutorial, do not forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to also hit the bell button and, of course, subscribe. That's the only way you're going to see any videos that I post in the future. So other than that, have a fantastic week and happy crafting.